So far, 2020 has been a very rough year for everybody, especially with the COVID-19 pandemic all around taking over the headlines. While the pandemic has taken over the headlines, the issue of the Boeing 737 MAX has taken a back seat, though for the Boeing company, it has been a thorn to deal with over the past 2 years after the 737 MAX was suspended in March of 2019 following the fatal crash of ET-302. However, now we get a new update into the current situation of the 737 MAX and the future of the program. One of these moves appears to be a rebrand of the highly scrutinized jet. Recently, on August 19, Boeing announced a new order for Boeing 737 MAX jets from Polish air charter company Enter Air for the purchase of up to 4 Boeing 737-8s. Now, this reference really caught the attention of many aviation observers, some of whom who noticed that there is no official 737-8 in the lineup, though there is the 737 MAX. And in the press release, it seems like the aircraft order refers to both the 737-8 and the 737 MAX as the same type of aircraft. A prime example of how the terms are used is how Boeing quoted Gregory Polensky, the general director and board member of Enter Air, who was quoted in the press release as saying, quote, "Despite the current crisis, it is important to think about the future. To that end, we have agreed to order an additional 737-8 aircraft. Following the rigorous checks that the 737 MAX is undergoing, I am convinced it will be the best aircraft in the world for many years to come." As part of the order announcement, there is also a direct reference to the ongoing settlements going on with airlines with Boeing as a result of the groundings of the MAX aircraft, which Enter Air currently has 2 of them. While there is no specific details, there is a confidential agreement that was mentioned in this press release between both Enter Air and Boeing, which Polonecki actually added on that the delivery schedule of the aircraft will be revised given the current state of the global aviation market. This appears to be a clear rebranding attempt, and this is going on after 1.5 years of the aircraft being grounded. Besides this potential rebranding, which appears to be the dropping of the MAX reference from the name of the aircraft, there appears to be some progress in the efforts to get the aircraft recertified, with the US FAA issuing a directive earlier this month, issuing a list of guidelines for Boeing to adhere to regarding fixing the 737 MAX problems. Among the list of items that the US FAA has mandated Boeing regarding the 737 MAX include updated flight control software, revising the display processing software to generate alerts, and revising of certain flight crew operating procedures for pilots who operate the 737 MAX. Now, with the directives in mind, it could pave the way for the recertification of the aircraft by the US FAA by the end of the year. There seemed to be some hope regarding the 737 MAX to return to the skies even in the midst of the pandemic and the downturn in global aviation. Though while it may be recertified in the US for operations, it is going to be a challenge globally given the current scope of the situation, with many airlines, especially those in Asia, who have placed orders for the jet, and in some cases some of their aircraft have been grounded as a result of their government agencies grounding the aircraft as well. As mentioned before, Boeing's reputation has been severely damaged as a result of this situation, and it could have an impact on the operations of the 737 MAX within the Asia-Pacific region. For the US market, it could be easy to deploy the aircraft if it gets certified on key domestic routes, and the same could be said arguably for airlines like Lion Air in Indonesia should Indonesian authorities recertify the aircraft. However, a challenge could be posed if some countries still implement the ban on the aircraft, which could affect the reach and capabilities of airlines networks using the aircraft, especially for international services. Boeing saw a need for the 737 MAX in a market where narrow bodies are increasingly being used on longer routes. However, simply rebranding the aircraft to a new name will also have to come with a renewed sense of diligence when it comes to dealing with airlines. Another thing will also be a respect for the customers, as the publicized comments of a Boeing executive regarding the case of Lion Air seeking additional pilot training. In that particular case, it was especially damaging given that Lion Air was one of the launch customers of the aircraft. While complex pieces of machinery, airplanes have managed to help us travel the world and opened up new possibilities for the many. Regardless of what name Boeing uses for the 737 MAX, I hope Boeing as a company and the 737 program continues to thrive but also learns from their recent experience. I definitely hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Once again, this is Flights in Asia. Thank you for watching and have a great day.